Boker Tov, one Pasuk in Mishle, a few famous words, and a important lesson, and a lesson that I'm at fault at. We'll see. The words that are famous, Berov Am Hadrat Melech, Perek Yudale Pasuk Chavchet. With a multitude of a nation, that's how we honor the king. Imagine the king comes to visit, and only 5 people show up. That's not respect, but you have tons of people that show up. The more people, the more honor it is for the king. Uf'efes le'om, and without a nation, mechitat razon, there is ruin of starvation. Razon from the word razeh, skinny. When there's no one there, it's a ruin. So here the Gaon of Vilna explains as follows. There's 2 types of names for rulers. There's a king and there's a minister. He says that in the Gemara, Talmidei Chachamim are called kings, and people that are people of Tefila, and people of prayer, are called ministers. So he says an example, mashal. Let's say there's people from a country that they want to try speaking to the king about something. So they send in a wise man as a representative to go speak to the king. And the way it's supposed to go is that the people are supposed to also kind of follow, but they send this wise man and no one follows. So when he comes to speak to the king says, okay, you're here, but where are your people? So, they're coming. And if they don't come, then the king's going to be upset at the representative. This wise person that came is going to be upset at him. So too, he says as follows. He says that when people come for a minyan, to make a minyan in the synagogue, he says the first person that comes to make the minyan, there's a Gemara that says he gets the reward of everyone. The first person is the highest, even though there's a terminology when the 10th comes, Asiri Kodesh. Yes, you make the minyan, the 10th person makes the minyan, but the first person initiated. He says the first person is like the sar, is like the minister that comes to the king for a request. Meaning, we're making a minyan over here. Hashem, we want you here. Meaning, if there's no minyan in a certain shul, meaning, if you never set up a minyan somewhere, okay, you never set up, but now, okay, let's say we set up a minyan. There's a minyan in the shul. First person comes, says, God, I want you to come and join us and be part of this. But then if people don't come, there's no minyan, then Hashem gets upset at the representative also. Says, hey, you wanted me to bring a minyan here, you wanted me to come here, but there's no minyan. So Hashem even gets upset at him. So it's, again, my apologies, it's coming a little bit later lately and whatever, but those that are listening, you got to listen up also, those that are not here, right? It's a very interesting concept. He says that when it comes to Torah learning, it's a little bit different. Meaning you don't need a minyan for Torah learning, but it is better to have a rov am. It is better to have a lot of people as honoring for the king than a little bit of people. So even if you have a little bit of people, it's just a lack of honor. But it's not this concept of like, in a way, Hashem's upset that there's no minyan there. And he says, Ki belo minyan en klum. When there's no minyan, there's nothing there for the tefillah. So 9 is like 1 at the same time. He says, so too, we know there's wording of when Hashem saves us, there's a word called podeh, and there's a word called matzil. In tefillah, many times it's podeh and matzil. So in English, it's hard to rescue and save. So what is the difference? Podeh is when Hashem saves us from enemies in a willing way, meaning that that's a peace treaty. So the enemy is willing at the end of the day to make peace, and now we got saved from this situation. And then matzil is saving, rescuing. So yeah, that's a good way. Like rescuing is more like the enemy doesn't want to, let's say, get rid of the hostage, and we go in there and kill and this and rescue. So he says the power of Torah is to rescue us from even difficult situations. The power of Tefillah is to save us kind of willingly. So the power of both. But we need that minyan to get that first step, to get that powerful. And again, there's like this, when we're here and there's no minyan, then it's like the representatives came, and the king's like, well, where's the people? You want me to come and no one's here, so there's a little bit of upsetting. So we should all strengthen ourselves, a chazak for everyone here, for making the minyan, and let's continue it, and let's be strong about it, and Hashem's going to give us all the brachot that are entailed, because again, we come, and Baruch Hashem, there is a minyan, means Hashem's with us. Those that are not here, they don't get that intimate time with Hashem, more than, yes, you could pray at home, beyachid, there's always a connection, but a stronger connection. We have an intimate, with the 10 of us and more, the 12 of us, the 15 of us, etc., with Hashem every day, which is a higher level. So let's take advantage of it and let's strengthen ourselves in it. B'ezrat Hashem. Baruch Adonai le'olam. Amen ve'amen. Rabbi Chananya ben Akashya omer Ratzah Kadosh Baruch Hu lezakot et Yisrael l'ficha chiyva lahem Torah u'mitzvot shene'emar Adonai chafetz man tzidko yagdil Torah ve'yadir Kaddish.